This video will be geared towards those of you who are newer to the sport of cycling, and it may sound pretty basic, but it will protect your bike and maybe save you some embarrassment. And that is, what is a proper way to set your bike down or lean it up against something? There's nothing wrong with laying your bike down on the ground as long as you do it properly. You want to try to do it on something soft like grass or dirt and not cement. When laying the bike down on the ground, you want to lay it down on the left side. That is not the drivetrain side. And the reason that you do that is to protect your rear derailleur and keep dirt and stuff out of your chain. Before setting the bike on the ground on the left side, you want to rotate the pedals so that the left pedal is facing up. And the reason that you do that is because if it were down, the bike's going to kind of move around as you set it down. So with the left pedal up, you're just going to gently lay the bike down on the ground. So there you go, the bike laying on the left side with the rear derailleur out of harm's way and the chain not touching the ground or near the ground to get dirt or debris on it. Now let's talk about leaning the bike up against something, and this will protect the bike from falling over. If you're out in the woods and you need to rest your bike, you want to set the tire up against a post or a tree and not the saddle. The friction of the rubber tire will usually keep the bike from moving around, and of course you want to do the rear tire and not the front. You don't want to lean the saddle up against a tree because some saddles have plastic sides which will cause the bike to move around, or they might have soft sides, and if you do that continually up against trees, it could wear out the saddle. Likewise, when leaning your bike up against a building, you want the rear tire to be touching the building. It's okay to have your handlebars touching the building, but you want to have your rear tire also touching the building. If you only had your handlebar touching the building and the rear tire is not touching, chances are the bike's going to pivot and roll and it could fall down to the ground. For the same reason I don't like my saddle touching a tree, I also usually don't let my saddle touch a building. So I have the rear tire and the handlebar touching, but not the saddle. And finally, if I'm in the parking lot getting ready for a ride, I typically let the rear tire touch the rear bumper of the car. Again, not the handlebar and not the saddle, and that'll keep the bike from falling over in the parking lot. So there are some real basic tips to help get you going in the sport of cycling. If you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel for more tips, bike maintenance, and bike reviews. Thanks for watching.